Hi, Moon in Capricorn. This is your video. Welcome. So if you don't know where your moon is, go to astro.com, put in your birth time, location, birth date, get this thing called a natal chart, boom boom, and look where your moon is, especially which house it's in. It's very, very important which house it's in, of course. And it's just a general reading, okay? This is the moon in Capricorn now. The moon is ruled by your opposite, Cancer. So the moon in Capricorn is actually very sensitive. Don't let them fool you, okay? Because they are on the same axis as Cancer, so they share the same qualities. It's the same coin, different sides, all right? So the moon is your relationship with your mother, and this has nothing to do with the female. It just has to do with whoever was nourishing you or nurturing you and teaching you and showing you emotional stability, okay? Or not showing you emotional stability, malnourishing you and not treating you right. All right, so this is about the moon, your relationship with your mother, for instance, okay? And with the moon, it's your internal world, okay? It's your heart chakra. It's how you recover after a heartbreak. It is, it's your safe space that you're supposed to be sharing with your friends, your family, people closest to you, your partner, hopefully, but I don't know about you Capricorn moons, okay? So, that being said, the moon with Capricorn means it's Saturn. So Saturn is a planet with rings, and it's about time and karma and restrictions, and it's about the father, okay? So, it's about responsibility and making sure that things have a structure so you can actually build something. So with the Capricorn moon, you had to grow up fast. You know what I'm saying? You had to just be an adult before your age. There was no time for you to be a kid. Spiritually, physically, emotionally, or physically. I think I said that already. But there was no time for you to be a kid. You really had to take over. You were either raised by your grandparent, you know what I'm saying, or you had to take care of a parent, depending on where this placement is. But there was definitely a malnourishment here because the moon is now on the opposite side. It's all the way at the top. All right, in Capricorn. And Capricorn is a practical sign. It's about doing things resourcefully and diligently. So it could be something as simple as your parents are just really strict. A lot of curfews, a lot of you had to be home at this time, whatever. A lot of structure. They believe that structure equals success, Or your parent could have been power equals success. All right, there was a power dynamic happening between you and your nurturing parent. So it's different for men and women, you flip the chart, but essentially, moon and Capricorn people are just hard to reach. They're hard to read. They're very calculating, okay? They're very almost rehearsed, okay? They don't want to let their emotions come up because they had to learn at a very young age that emotions aren't valuable here in the real world. And I'm doing quotes because this is stuff that I don't believe. Emotions are literally the currency of the world. That's what we thrive off of. That's what we live off of. Or else we wouldn't have music, movies, TV, nothing. If it wasn't emotional currency, but Capricorn moons tend to be practical. They're always thinking, what am I gonna do to attain power and legacy for my family, okay? Especially if it's sitting on the 4th house. Because maybe your father failed, okay? Or maybe he was restricted in some kind of way. He couldn't go as far with his dream as he wanted to, and you just saw him being disappointed in himself and putting a lot of responsibility on you to carry the family name. And now you have a Capricorn moon, so you take everything very seriously, and you don't have time for emotions, and you don't have time. You have to have self-control. The only way to get through life is to control your emotions and not to be out of control, and never to be erratic, and not to be emotional or sensitive or moody, because it's just, it's just the way life is. Capricorn moons are talking about respect. I want respect, I want power, I want money, and whatever your value of currency is at the time, that's your form of money. If it's in the 8th house, you might use sex as money, okay? You might say, oh, my sex is my currency, type of thing. So with Capricorn moon, these people can become very distant, cold, okay? Because they don't want to be reached. They really don't want to be reached. It's not that they can't be reached. They don't want to be reached. They will hang up the phone on you real quick. You know, they won't even ghost you. They'll just look at you and be like, I don't even think I have time to explain to you what you did was wrong and irresponsible, but I'm going to tell you anyway, maybe out of the goodness of my heart. But after this conversation, we're going to be done. Capricorn moon will let you know where you failed. You know what I'm saying? Because they were always given the information, and they were definitely knowing when they were failing or when things weren't going positively. So they always had the proof of concept. They always had the contrast in their life. Okay, these people are very contrasting. They're very guarded with their emotions. They're very trying to be practical and logical and thinking that their mind is what gets them first. But when I'm telling you, it's not like that. You know, you better learn manifestation. You need passion, you need emotion, you need thought, and you need practicality to come together so you can make spirit. You know what I'm saying? But with Capricorn moon, don't tell them, because they're factual people. They need theories. They need, you know, they need the truth, but I need it backed up. You know what I'm saying? And they only tend to really look up to or listen to people who have some type of power. You know, they tend to attract older people in their lives, or be the older person, or be the mentor-mentee relationship all the time. There's always some kind of teaching element going on. There's a big disparity, whether it be emotionally, spiritually, or whatever, or physically. There's always a big kind of disparity, and you can see that one person's younger than the other one, okay? Capricorn moon people are also just, they're concerned about building a structure that they can actually depend on. You know what I'm saying? Because they had to do so much stuff on the fly. They had to learn quick, and they didn't have time to figure life out. They didn't have time to be a kid. You know what I'm saying? So there's some resentment there that they didn't have time to live out their childhood, and that they had to go right into adulthood. They felt that immediately. And they can feel very singled out because of that. They can feel very hurt and just, you know, and then therefore they don't want to open up to anybody, because they almost feel like they don't have a right to complain that their childhood was stripped of them. And even if it was because somebody was sick in your life, it's still valid to feel like I've never had a fucking childhood. And it's still okay to say that, and it's okay to be hurt by that. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to be hurt by the fact you didn't have a childhood. It's okay to be hurt by the fact that somebody died early and it changed your entire life and the way that you saw everything, and you had to become serious, and you had to become detached and emotionless just so you could fucking survive. Because you never understood why a little kid had to go through all this. Why would anybody want to put a kid through all this? But Capricorn moon, that's why y'all are resilient as fuck. Y'all are thorough. All right? Sensual beings. About that motherfucking respect. You give respect. You give respect. These are respectful people. Because they, you know what I'm saying? Capricorn moons, they understand kids. You know what I'm saying? They understand people who have never grown up, but then they have a tendency sometimes to attract crybabies. You know what I'm saying? So that they can dominate and facilitate and manipulate and use their power against somebody, because they felt powerless over their own decisions in their life. They felt powerless about the hand that they were dealt. You know? But Capricorn moon, you gotta remember, everything, baby, is perfect. Even you, baby, you was given that. You were given that because we need some people to be fucking responsible. We can't ever have everybody be childish out here. We can't have everybody be worried about the details. We can't have everybody be just worried about the family and not worry about the overall legacy of what's going on. Everybody plays their place. You know what I'm saying? And you were given this karmic, emotional life to be detached and cold and more factual and everything like that, to understand, yes, you can live there as well, but you can also integrate real emotion as well. Your other Cancerian side, you can still do that, because don't forget, don't get it twisted. Cancer is the shell on the outside, baby, but Capricorn is a shell with the wall built up in front of it. You know what I'm saying? And you guys have to understand and rectify at the fact that emotions yes, they are very, very strong. They are energy just like everything else, but it's the weight that you give it, the way that you react to it. And y'all know that by being calculated, but you don't have to be cold. You can also just say your feelings are hurt and let yourself really feel what you're going through. Okay? Because Capricorn moons can have a tendency to kind of just, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Which could mean a lot of things, but that's all I'm going to say about Capricorn moon right now. So tell me what you guys thought, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.